Hello and welcome back to another edition of Sunday League Struggles. It's episode 14 and once again we're playing in another cup game, which means that we're probably not going to be playing a league game until the end of February at this rate. After last week's win on penalties in the Surrey Cup, we then played in the Intermediate Cup. This time we were playing in a quarter-final at home. The Intermediate Cup is competed between the bottom two divisions of our league. We're in Division 2 and we were playing a team in Division 3. In the previous round, our opponents Addiscombe Corinthians had beaten Croydon JFC Sanko, a team that we have failed to beat in our two league games against them in the last round, while we had beaten Warden Penguins after being 2-0 down and then managing to win 4-2 after extra time. There were a few changes to the team that played last week. Ade returned to lead the line for us up front, while Julian was pushed up to left mid because Lawson was unavailable, and then Geordie came in at centre back to replace Julian, who was playing there last week. We also had the privilege of having 7 substitutes on the bench. Now, I mean, every episode I do of this, it's amazing how many players we actually have on the books for a Sunday League team. It is actually one of the reasons why I play in goal, because, you know, I can never get dropped. I mean, other reasons includes me not being really able to run, or kick the ball, or really do anything else. The first chance of the game fell to Badger, and Sean put a ball into the box which Ade flicked up into the air for Badger to bring down and shoot from 30 yards. Unfortunately it trickled wide, but I was hoping that we would get more chances because our finishing lately hasn't been the best. To put it into context, we are now into February of 2017 and the only goals that we have scored have been from the penalty spot. It was only after 6 minutes where I realised that it was going to be one of those games where we were going to dominate the ball, and hopefully this time we were actually going to put the ball in the net. But then again, looking at these free kicks from both Joe and Julian, I mean, I was pretty much clutching at straws. But some good work down the right hand side. Even though you can't really see it, saw Matty put the ball into the box and it found its way to Powers, who hit a first time shot and it deflected into the far corner to make it 1-0 to us, and then settle the nerves perhaps a little bit because obviously we hadn't been starting games all too well lately. Addiscombe then had one of their rare attacks forwards and they put a cross into the box, but unfortunately for them, none of their players was at the end of it, so that went out for a throw-in. A corner on the right hand side found its way to Julian at the back post, and his header was well saved by their keeper, who I found out later on wasn't actually their keeper. I might as well tell you that now before we carry on this video. Julian then found space on the left hand side and floated in a cross into the box, which Ade just missed, but Badger headed wide, and I was actually thinking to myself, we're going to score quite a few here if we keep making chances like this. And here's a shot of me hanging out with my adoring fan base. At this period of the game, I was thinking to myself, am I actually going to be doing anything this match? Because the ball has barely come near me all game. So it probably helped them that one of their players sliced across into the box and it floated over my head and went into the back of the net. So that makes it 2 goalkeepers on the pitch who aren't actually goalkeepers. But Addiscombe were only level for 2 minutes and Sean put another ball into the box which Julian headed back across goal, and their defender volleyed it to their keeper, who managed to smash it right into the top corner of the net. And I mean, when in the top corner, I mean in the top corner. And soon it was 3-1 and Badger managed to pick up the ball from about 25 yards and hit a very low drive which troubled the keeper, especially on a pitch like this, and went straight past him to make it 3-1 to us. And I mean, at least he made a better attempt to saving it than I did for their goal. But we weren't finished there, and Sean laid it off to Matty down the line, and Matty hit a first time shot across the goal and went into the back of the net past the keeper to make it 4-1 to us before half time. So just after the 4th goal went in, the memory on the camera ran out, so I had to delete some footage at half time, but thankfully one of my teammates Ashley recorded the end of the half, where nothing really happened anyway. But straight from the off in the second half, and Jamie managed to escape down the left hand side and put a ball into the box for Shawnee, our right back, to slot home to make it 5-1 to us. And I mean, Sean is scoring quite a lot of goals this season for a right back. And just before we kicked off again, Addiscombe decided to change their goalkeeper, which now begs the question, why didn't we do that at half time for our team as well? Matty then picked up a yellow card for dissent at the referee, and I mean, at this point of the game, there's not really many highlights after this. Sean then had a free kick from about 30 yards out, and I think Adam's reaction to the free kick pretty much says it all. Geordie then let a long ball over the top bounce over him and then bounce in between me and him, and he was calling for me to come out for that even though it was nowhere near me. Fortunately for us, Addiscombe missed the chance anyway, but that was probably the closest they came to scoring after that. Dudley then floated a good ball into the box for Badger to knock down for Ade, and Ade managed to fashion himself a chance and shoot straight at goal, but the keeper, I think, pushed it onto the post with his foot and it bounced out, and then Joe slipped on the rebound, so I mean that was another chance gone for us. With the game reaching its last 20 minutes, the tackles started flying in all of a sudden. Powers managing to win the ball, and then Connor getting taken out, and then Dudley also getting tackled as well, which gave us a free kick. I mean, at this stage of the game, it became more of a physical battle rather than a game of football. There was one final chance of the game though, and Shaq put a ball into the box, which Dixon took 2 defenders out with 1 first touch. But unfortunately for him, his shot was saved brilliantly by their keeper. I mean, I said brilliantly because it was a good save. It was probably one of the very few saves ever made in this game. But that was full time, and we won 5-1, which sent us into the semi-finals to face a team called Paris Saint-Germain, who are in our league and challenging us for the title. So that's definitely going to be a big game in March. But yeah, once again, thank you for watching this video. Hopefully you've enjoyed it. Make sure you drop a like on the fact that I got lobbed again. But we'll see you next week where we're playing in, yet again, another cup game at home. Oh.